And we're back with some more oxygen not included. And today is a very, very special cycle. On this cycle, if we go and check our colony summary, we can see that for easy living, we have gone 4 whole cycles where we've actually managed to hit it every single cycle. So we just need to finish this cycle out and we will have hit 5 cycles for the easy living achievement. And then for job suitability, we've actually got 9 cycles, and this should be our 10th. Actually, no, this might only be our 9th. Yep, whatever. Once it hits nighttime, or once the nighttime hits daytime, we should either finish one or both of those achievements. Well, that's the hope. There's been a little bit of micromanagement with getting them to do showers, but we're close enough. Who's that? Oh, heavy metal pie. Yeah, we'll have to sort that out on the next round. I'll do some more. I'll cover a little bit more on how annoying it was to get these, assuming we grab one. Oh, yes. Colony achievement earned, but only one. I'm betting it was the easy living. Okay, so easy living is done. We can start sweeping stuff up again. And the job suitability, okay, we've got one cycle. So for one cycle, I'm going to make sure everyone takes their showers or maybe does a construction project or something while they're behind the atmosuit docks. This should be the last 2 dupes that need to do anything with suitability. And are we done? Please tell me. Yeah, the colony achievement has locked out. Oh, thank God. That one was so frustrating. Okay, for 10 cycles in a row, have every duplicant in the colony complete at least one chore while wearing an exosuit. I think it actually has to go over to the night because that doesn't seem to be finished yet. Alright. Whatever. Who cares? Next up, time to do some farming. I'm thinking over here we're going to put ourselves in a little sleet wheat farm that's going to be a little interesting, hopefully. Wait. Before we get around to putting in the sleet wheat farms and, yeah, the joys of radiation, we do have to put ourselves together a special spaceship. This one here is going to be our scout ship. We need to go out and start finding debris fields, namely because of one of the most difficult achievements that it takes to get. All the rest of them are going to be, well, not easy, but they're just a matter of time and grinding out. This one, we have to hunt down a whole bunch of space points of interest that are mineable, and then mine 1,000 tons of resources from them. That's going to suck. Like, all the rest are fine. Land rovers or duplicants on 11 planetoids. That's a one-way trip that we can do, no problems. These, we just have to find the plants and then plant them in our little section. That's not so bad. A movable object, we just have to build a bunker on the planetoid that's got meteors on it. That shouldn't be too hard. Totally tubular, we'll actually... Okay, that one we'll leave for a minute. Reducing the temperature of something, once we get supercoolant, that's easy. Tame a gassy moo, we got to go to the planet for that. Some critter whisper. Most of the rest of this stuff is all stuff that we can knock out pretty easy, except for opening the temporal tear. I'm not quite sure how to do that one yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go. But for now, we got to put together a telescope, and we got to send them out, and we got to start scouting the map, because there's a whole bunch... Like, the only thing we can see to harvest right now is this retired planetary excursion module, which has an artifact on board. That's it. We need to start scouting right now because it's going to take time. We have completed the necessary ship. This is going to be our telescope type thing. This thing's going to go out, scan for planets, debris, all that stuff. And it's just for one duplicant, and they're going to have a pretty nice time in there. We've actually got them a washroom, a bathroom, and a great hall. So their morale should be pretty good. We even stuck in a party phone line and given them enough power to run it as well. So this should be grand. For taking care of the carbon dioxide gases, this pump here will turn on for 60 seconds out of every 600, and when it does that, it will rip out all the carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide will get dumped into space. So this should be a nice, clean, easy-going ship. Oh, we should probably enable those buildings again. I like to turn off the toilets when they're on the ground. You can disable all the buildings here, but then that causes further complications. Never mind. What we are doing, though, is we're getting Zap here. Zap here is our chief researcher, and we're giving them a bit of a skill scrub. They're going to be going out to do this. Now, you might be wondering why we're sending our chief researcher. Well, there's only one research left to do. This one, cryofuel propulsion. So we need 200 of those data analyzed cube thingies, which we're working on. We've got, where is it? Yeah, Heavy Metal Pie's working on that. They have 61 of them created so far. Once they've got the 200, we can knock out that final research, but we're not really in that big of a rush, to be honest. Now, Zap, yes, we need to immediately skill you up for your new job. Thing about this is they only need basic rocket piloting, and then all the rest of it needs to be a boatload of science. Just science, science, and more science. I put some on 12. Actually, could we get the rocket piloting one as well? You know what? Why not? And then we'll just stick them in... Ooh, data analysis? Yeah, perfect. There we go. And then once they've got their hat and everything picked out, we'll send them on their way. Now, one other thing before we send them off, there was choose a blueprint here, and I'm liking the look of, say, this one here, Bahani. quick learner, which would be great, but more importantly, I was looking at Contralia. Now, we've got someone over here currently doing all the cooking and tidying up, but I think they need a little bit of support. They can't send back the sleet wheat fast enough. So I say we print them here, and they can help out on this section. Please welcome Tesserex to the team. They'll be, well, they're going to be over this side of it here, so they'll probably be running on the wheel a bunch and generally just carting all of that sleet wheat that's lying around the place back to base. There's about 72 kilos of sleet wheat grain lying around the place. We would like that back on our home planet so we can produce more berry sludge. Alright, Zap's done their thing. Let's get them boarded up and off scouting. With them on board, we'll send them off. And where are we sending them on the star map? Well, I was thinking we'd send them over this direction. There is 3 unknown objects here. If we position ourselves right there, we should be able to scan a lot of them. And then we can move across here, get to this tile there, and that will put us within 3 tiles of the edge of the map. Then we'll just skirt the edge of the map, and that will be sort of the plan. Because this is the side of the map we're closest to, and I'm kind of hoping we find a gilded asteroid close by. That would be very nice. This place is just way too far away for now. We'll have to wait until we get, well, hopefully hydrogen rockets, which is why I want a gilded asteroid, so that we can get the necessary equipment. Oh, well. Oh, actually, no, it's fullerene we want as well. Oh, yeah, we're going to do the water planet. No, never mind. Let's launch him. Oh, but everyone get out of the way. That ship is about to launch. What are you doing, and why are you going in here? Bring an oxalite. It's a level 2 oxalite storage command. That's, wow. Sometimes they just remind me of being so goddamn dumb. Just so dumb. All we had to do to get it launched was change it so that they could do rocketry. Zap. I've banned everyone from doing rocketry unless I specifically tell them they can. Okay, how much radiation is that giving off right about now? 400, 500. That's actually not even that bad, is it? Alright, with that done, it's time for the next stage. I'm thinking, some major renovations. I want to put in a massive sleet wheat farm here. Well, massive, about 15 sleet wheat. And then we want to try mutating them. And when it comes to mutated plants, there is... Actually, you know what? We'll build it first and then worry about it later. What we really need to worry about is we need to put down a sort of a steam room here to delete the heat and make ourselves a nice cold room for all of this sleet wheat to grow in. That means we're going to have to be tapping back in here again, I'm thinking. So I've been sitting here for a while trying to think what to do here, and I think major renovations are in order. We're at a point now where we can actually afford to do renovations. We've started our scouting. Our ship is now on its way to that empty space over there. We might have to go for that. We'll see what it reveals. But we need to start thinking long term about more things. Like, I want to switch all of our crops over to water base. And that means, I think this reed farm's got to go. I think this has got to go. These atmosphere docks go. In fact, we're going to rip out everything here. This entire section has got to go and be moved. We're going to be extending on that steam room quite substantially. We want to be able to tap into that volcano, use it to desalinate the salt water, cool down a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of things that need doing. And we're going to turn this into a steam industrial industrial sauna. So yeah, all of you has got to go, and I'm thinking we can start with over here. We don't need this anymore. We've actually done all the radiation-based science, so all of this can just be dug up. We can get rid of a lot of it. I don't know why this surprises me, but yeah, our science guy has completely knocked out all of the exploring already. We have to decide where we're going to move them. Think we'll go a little bit north. I do want to see what that object is. This is a forested ore field, which I don't quite get, but it's igneous rock, 70% igneous rock, 10% aluminum ore, and 20% carbon dioxide gas. So yeah, I'll go more into the rockets we're going to have to design to harvest these, but that one's not perfect for us. It's good, but it's not perfect. This one is perfect. This is all solids. 70% carbon dioxide, 25% ice, 5% oxygen. We don't even care what this stuff is, to be honest. We just want to harvest as much as possible. Remember, we have to harvest 1,000 tons, and this stuff only regenerates at 1 to 2%. So, yeah, 100 cycles, maybe 200. I'm not even sure how long it's going to take, but we should probably move forward a little bit. We can only reach 3 tiles, so... yeah, we'll go that far, I suppose. That means we can go... We have 16 tiles of range remaining, and I'm thinking I'll worry about the range in a minute. What I'm going to worry about here is moving all of this over probably here somewhere. Yeah, it should fit in nice and neatly. In fact, we can rip out this whole steam system. Damn it. And I think about it, maybe I should have just opened this up to space and let it all evaporate. No, we can pump it out. We can pump it all out into the void. So there is 1,000 kilos of steam pressure in there. That might take a while to pump out. So I'm thinking the vacuum of space is going to have to do that for us, though. Yeah, everyone is allowed back in, but no one's allowed out anymore. That stuff is going to spread rather rapidly. 18 kilos of steam pressure. Keep running. Keep running. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Okay, that stuff got pretty far. This better not mess up our nuclear power generation. Give me gases. Yep, burn gases. Looks pretty, but it's definitely going to mess with stuff. That's actually rather pretty. While we are waiting for the background of space to absorb all of that, it's time to start refitting these rockets for, well, something more important. We need to use these for harvesting resources out on the map. Now, I don't think we really need to change them that drastically. We're only going to put one duplicant in them, but we can just leave them pretty much the same and just change the power. So what you're going to put on top here is going to depend on what resources you're harvesting. And what you're going to want to put on the very, very tippy top is the drill cone. So the drill cone is what harvests the resources, and this thing, we'll go more into the details how exactly that works in a bit, but we also have to have something to store the resources we're harvesting. So let's just take this closest one, for example. This has igneous rock and aluminum ore. Both of those are solids, so we need solid storage for those, and for the carbon dioxide, we need gas storage. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to afford all of that. See, the problem is, since that drill cone takes up the top segment, the only thing you can use for carrying personnel is the Spacefarer module. The solo Spacefarer thingy doesn't work, which means that leaves us a very minimal amount of storage space. This thing can bring back about 20 tons in per run, so we have to use a large cargo bay, which can hold 27 tons. Which is great, but that leaves us 2 tiles of free space, and there is nothing we can put on there, just like absolutely zilch, that can hold gas. So we're going to not be bringing gas back. I mean, we can stick on an artifact transport module. We're going to need that anyway, so we'll throw on one of those. And you know what? Stick on a solar panel. Why not? Go for it. There we go. So that will go out to the planetoid and come back. Now over here, exact same thing actually. There's 2 patches out here, remember, and the ice asteroid has, well, only solids. Kind of simplifies things dramatically. That may take a few minutes and a little bit of radiation poisoning. There we go. 2 rockets, fully fueled, ready to go. Both of them have just 1 crewman on board. We've got Hubert in one, and we've got Tugboat, is it, in the other? Tugboat, go find a seat to sit in, for the love of... Muppet. You can get up there. Have also decided to enable the toilet. That would most likely be a good idea. Alright, so toilets enabled. Destinations, let's set them. The thing is, we don't really have many choices here. You can go to there. And actually, wait a minute, that had a bunch of extra options. Let's have a look and see that again. 6 tiles, and if we look in the bottom right there, it'll show drill cone 0 of 50. Huh. Okay. Well, this is to do with these drill cones and how they work. They're fueled by diamond. You put in 1 ton of diamond, and you'll get back 20 tons of resources. So that means to hit our target, we're going to need to send out 50 missions, which is 50 tons of diamond. We don't have 50 tons of diamond. We have 20 tons of diamond, which means we need to create 30 more tons of diamond. And the only way to create more diamond is to use the diamond press, which is powered by rad bolts and duplicate punching. So that will require us to have an awful lot of radiation banked up, which fortunately we do. So it's going to be difficult, but not impossible to get enough diamond in a reasonable time frame. Anyway, you can all launch. You want to go? Come on. The drill cones do look pretty cool though when they start moving. And that's an awful lot of rads. Well, goodbye. Perfection. Alright, when they come back, we'll load up the next section. And actually, how's our star map looking? Our researcher is doing excellent work. We've also found an organic mass field, which is 73 tons. Yes, we're going to have to build another rocket to go harvest that one. It's going to be all about building lots of rockets and lots of harvesting in the very, very near future. But actually, no, we can wait till the other crowd come back. We got a little bit of time. In the meantime, I would like to just finish clearing out this space. That place is looking so much tidier. And by tidier, I mean demolished. That gives us plenty of space. A blank canvas to do with as we will. As for the star map, confusing as it looks, they're on their way to harvest from the ore fields, and this has found a ruined rocket. Well, that will probably give us some sort of entry we can look at, but I'm guessing it's nothing too good. Actually, this one's not that bad. It's a couple of people sneaking into an area, and it's like, look, it's a video feed from a rat cage. What's so great about that? Wait, are they floating? Do you mean they're in space? Our thermal rats are in space. Yes, that's apple cart. Who calls a rat apple cart? And cherry pie and little banana bread? Seriously? I'm also going to put you back to my previous point. Who calls rats those names? Look at them. They're so happy. We made rastronauts, which I'll forgive them for the rastronauts line. Anyway, let's get on with this. What was the plan? Oh, yes. We need to move this over here. But I'm thinking as well as that we need to put in an atmosuit dock area around here. So for people who are going out into space, they could work more easily. In fact, I'm thinking rad suits all around. We should now have the option to make lots of them because we've got lead. Yes, yes, we do. Only takes 200 kilos of lead and some glass. So, yeah, we'll throw together 20 of them real quick. Actually, a few spares, just in case. Reminds me, I should probably make some more glass, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm going to have to come back and sort this glass area. Right now, we're dumping all the heat into some water we're rotating around. That's actually coming from ice we melt down here to cool down this area, which, yeah, not the easiest method of doing things, or the most sustainable. Yeah, we'll just take the oxyfern, shall we? I really do, though, want to get my hands on someone with a radiation eater trait, just to test that at some point, but I think that'd be more of a side gig. Alright, let me see, where are we going to put these? We might have to move Aku. He's not going to be happy about that. Yeah, these atmosuit ducts are the radiation-based ones. They're a little huge. They're chunky bunkies. They're twice as big as the normal ones, so we're gonna need a lot more space here. So I'm afraid Aku is going to have to take a quick break. He'll be back later, but first I'm thinking a giant atmosuit dock right in here. Dear Lord, there's so much resources in those things. Yeah, take those back and maybe put them in storage for now. Let's see, I'm thinking here is perfect. The plan is fairly straightforward. We're going to stick about, say 5 or 6 atmosuit docks along here. All lead based and, actually maybe 8 or 9. I think what we're going to do is we're going to double up, as in we're going to have our shearing station beyond it as well. That way our shearers can use the lead atmosuit docks. Our builders and constructors and our rocketry people can use the atmosuit docks up here for that as well. And anyone going anywhere near this for maintenance can also use them as well. We'll sort of just use them as general purpose going into spacesuits. It is going to take a little while for all 8 of these to fill up. That's, yeah, that's a lot of atmosuits, and that's not a main dedicated line. None of them are. In fact, we're kind of stretching our oxygen supplies already, which is a bit insane considering there's only 15 people around drawing on it just right now because everyone else is in space. As well as that, where are we? You are... Okay, you're on location, so you should be just scanning that. I was intending on originally sending them down here, but then we kind of took a detour to find out what that was. I'm kind of glad we did. That gives us uranium, which we don't need right now, but that'll be nice later. And, oh, cool! They're actually working away. Collected... recharge 57 cycles. I don't know what that means. Oh, we've collected the artifact, and there'll be another artifact in 60 cycles. Right. Okay, that makes sense. And for the time being, people are gathering resources. Yes, we are drilling away. Excellent. Can we see what we have managed to collect so far? We have 2.6 tons. Igneous rock and aluminum ore. Right. Okay, we'll let them keep doing their thing. And now I just have to figure out how to get more oxygen through here as quickly as possible. Since we're well past the early game, we already have more than enough plastic. I mean, we've got 150 tons of plastic, 580 reed fiber. I think we can make this a little bit smaller, more compact, and less bothersome for ourselves. But we're still going to make it insulated. This thing seems to generate an awful lot of heat. If you look over here, you'll notice, yeah, it's generating enough heat. It's actually stifled the hydroponics farms for some of those reed fibers. Oh, and for our water down here, we've made a little bit of a change. If you'll notice, the side of the tank is green here. That's because our slush geysers are active again and they're dumping in lots of cold water. And in fact, I think I might put that over there. This is the slush geyser from the other side. I would like to kind of have them spread out a bit more across the tank because we're ending up with the tank just a tiny bit lopsided. But that's not what we've done. Down here, we've set up a little bit of automation. If the temperature in here is below 29 degrees, what it does is it turns on this overflow valve, or the shutoff valve, which allows this boiling hot salt water, or 70 to 80 degrees salt water, and sends it through here to add, in radiant pipes, to add a little bit of heat to the area. That heats up the water, and we're not actually, well, we're getting to turn it into clean water of a reasonable temperature. Seems like a decent trade-off. And why is your growth halted from body temperature? It's 26 degrees coming through there. You'll change in a bit. I think it's just we installed those recently. As you notice, we have a lot of bristle blossoms being grown. I can't wait until we start mutating those properly. But anyway, yes, we were finishing off this section. This should take another cycle or two and we'll be done. Our spaceship has done as much exploring as it can, though we've of course detected other objects that we can't get close enough to check out, but it's fine. Next round I'm thinking over here we can get to that section and scan all the way down there, and we should be able to at least get to the corner. We'll knock out a few more bits and pieces. It'll take a bit of time, but that's okay. I just realized to move all these critters in, we're going to have to be a little bit sneaky. So I think first we're going to suck out all the atmosphere so that we can fill it full of hydrogen, and then we're going to have 3 sets of critter drop-offs. That will be that'll be the start of our move. We've got all of these set up to accept Drecos and Glossy Drecos, and now we just got to go across here, and how is there a hatch in there? You know what? Not even asking. Just grab the lot of them. Move them all. In fact, the shearing stations can go as well. We don't want those anymore. This might be a little bit slow because only 3 atmosuits are hooked up to this thing. That's fine. Remember, after this, we'll have 8 atmosuit docks. What I've left here is this door over here will be where everyone comes in normally. We'll pass through here, pick up an atmosuit, and head on. However, at times we're going to want to send astronauts out who don't need a suit because they'll be going on a ship or whatever, in which case we can set these up so that the astronauts can come in and out through here, but they're not allowed out this section, and vice versa. In theory, that should work. And how are we looking on the hydrogen front? That should be just about enough, actually. Yep. In that case, we are going to put down the final station. Give me a lead suit checkpoint. Right about. A lead suit checkpoint made entirely out of cobalt. Yes, perfectly normal. Door permissions have now been changed, but Jerome obviously did not get the memo. Jerome, come on. Seriously, buddy? Get with the program here. Also, I might want to rip out that hydrogen generation station and maybe move it somewhere else. Okay, everyone else should now come through only that door. I don't want any carbon dioxide or anything getting in there. I want that place to be pure hydrogen for the time being. And in that case, well, I bled the hydrogen off of our power line, but I think we can reverse all of that now. By spreading out the 3 critter drop-offs, we've managed to fit in, well, an awful lot more critters than you could if you just had 1 critter drop-off with all the just separating the rooms out helped us out. Now, we'll put in a quick automatic dispenser here, and we'll use that to drop off all the eggs. Now, we still have a few critters we're trying to move over. Where are they? There's some in all the most random of places. Wait, wasn't there a Dreco in here a minute ago? You know what? Never mind. Maybe it escaped. I'm pretty sure we lost a few here and there. They might. Yep, there's one down there. Come back here, you sneaky little bugger. Also, we're going to retire one of the Dreco farms. We don't need it anymore, so I'm thinking actually, what are you set to over here? You're set to only 5 for critter drop-off? What are you set to? 6. Perfect. Let's just actually wrangle up the last of these, and we'll get them all moved over. So that is 1 retired Dreco farm, which frees up all this space. That's 1 retired shearing ranch. I don't actually know what you call those things. That frees up this area here. We can rip out all of this. We do have to move the poke shells, and we will have to move the thimble reed. But that should be... Why is... Okay, irrigation. Fine. It's irrigation that's halted it. That's okay. I can live with the irrigation slowing everything down. But that is everything moved over there. We're just going to leave 1 shearing station because, honestly, we just have so much plastic and reed fiber that any more is just sort of ridiculous at this point. And we have switched this over entirely to plastic Drecos, or glossy Drecos. We're no longer going with regular Drecos. The reason being we can feed them entirely on bristle blossoms. It doesn't require any labour from us, and they'll just run back and forth, nibbling down on those. Out in space, let's see here. We have, well, these 2 rockets should be coming home. This one here has actually finished drilling, and it has 20 tons of resources on it. So we are going to have you come back home. Perfect. Now, this one here is also finished drilling, but it only has 16 tons of resources on it. That's because 20% of the resources it could get were lost because it's gas, and we didn't have a gas container. But it still used the entire drill cone. Yes, nothing you can really do about that. Anyway, everyone head home, and that actually reminds me. We have our space researcher. Mars 2? Here we are. This is our space researcher, Heavy Metal Pie. They have made 441 databanks. Oops. We don't need 441 databanks. We only need 197. So that's the last of the research. So I think we can land them now and retire that rocket. We no longer need it. Where do we put it? You know what? You can land right here. Off you go. All right, we can swap this out for a Radbolt engine, and then we can use this to go, well, we can use this for mining as well. You just stay indoors for a minute and don't scald yourself, you little scamp. A little bit of renovations to our original steam rocket, and next thing you know, we've got ourselves another cargo rocket. Perfection. Now, our scout module has come back as well, and once it gets enough Radbolts fired into it, we'll send it off on its way again. In fact, we may need to up Radbolt production again. We've already got 2 plugged in, but I'm thinking we're probably going to go up to 4, which means I'm going to need to get a more dedicated power line. Oh, actually, no, I didn't put anything else on that. Oh, wait, no, I put the atmosphere docks. Damn it! 1 second, I think, yeah, 4 of these would be better than 2. Now that is a lot more rads. Well, okay, that's a bit of a lie. That's actually only about 50% more rads, just from the way it works. There's 12,000 here, 12,000 here, and then we're only getting about 6,000 each one of these slots. So an extra third of rads is still good. Well, now we can load up the module. Now, what I've done here is I've changed some door permissions. So, where is Zap? Where are you going? No, never mind. So Zap here is going to try and get into the ship, and because we've changed the door permissions here so they can't use this one, they're going to avoid the lead suit checkpoints and go straight up through here, which means they get onto the ship without bringing a lead suit with them. It's just one of those little conveniences. We've got to do the same for all of the rocketry pilots. And now that they're on board, they can go back to scouting. Also, would you look at that, their trip is going to take them right through the destroyed satellite. I hope they actually picked that up with the artifact collection thing. Yeah, we'll find it when they get there. Godspeed, little dupe. Godspeed. Now, I want to set up our refinement process here because we're going to have to get around to smashing diamonds sooner or later. That's going to need to be 1 tile tall, actually 2 tiles taller. We can fit a few in there. We just need to raise this all up a bit. Oh, that is the sound of a rocket returning. The Wanderer has returned and they've brought back a magma lamp. Okay. That's good. And what have we got in here? We should have a bunch of resources. 14 tons of igneous rock and 2 tons of aluminum ore. You know, barely worth it. Just barely. We'll just empty the storage on that, and we'll remove you as well. You guys can all get swept up. We'll refuel you and have you on your way in no time at all. Alright, over here we've almost got the roof in place. And, oh, one of our duplicants did get struck by one of those radbolts, so, you know, it is a little bit of a dangerous throughput area, but it's fine for now. Some minor injuries are to be expected when playing this game. And here comes our next rocket, which is... Yep, just going to get immediately refueled while it's still trying to land. Damn it, I was kind of hoping that one to get refueled first. It's okay. It's fine, and yeah, you will be allowed through here, I'm thinking. Now, I have no intention of turning these on just yet. These diamond presses would, well, they'd suck up all the radbolts. They can hold 1,000 apiece, so 4 of those would be equal to 1 radbolt engine. I was thinking I should have put them over the far end of the radbolt engine, so that way only the excess radbolts would get fed into those. That's going to be a little bit of micromanagement otherwise. I was actually thinking, what if we just ripped out this area here and turned it into living quarters? As in, we took all of the bedrooms, dining room, kitchen, everything, and we crammed it in here and made ourselves a nice little self-contained base, and then had atmosuit docks outside it so that when everyone leaves, they're in radiation suits all day long. That would make turning this place into an industrial sauna an awful lot easier. Because as it is, to turn this into an industrial sauna, we're going to need to make some, well, major renovations. Plus, we're going to kind of be boiling all of the salt water, I think. I mean, look at that volcano. It's just sitting there waiting to be tapped into. We just need to be able to put a lot of steam turbines on top. Like, we're talking 8, 10 steam turbines, maybe? We're going to need a lot of space. So I'm thinking if we just redo our entire area down here and turn it and move all of that somewhere else, it might actually be simpler. Now, what have we got here? That's a lot of diggers. A lot of diggers we don't need, so we'll just take the coal, thank you very much. For the time being, let's see how we're doing on gristleberry and berry sledge and all that. Are we making gristleberry? Excellent. I've switched over a bunch of duplicants to gristleberry. That's all they eat instead of eating any of the fish or barbecue, just to even out the calorie flow. And we've got actually plenty of berry sludge that's going well. Now, I just got to wait until... Oh, there you are. What did you bring back? You brought back an egg-shaped rock. That's excellent. We'll go get that analysed immediately. And we're not even going to bother setting up automatic removal of resources just yet. 5 tons of ice, 14 tons of carbon dioxide. Oh, I'm going to need to start farming slicksters, aren't I? Though we're going to have to heat up that carbon dioxide. It's pretty chilly. Looks like we're ready to rock. Everyone's loaded up. All the drills are doing their drilly bits. And it's time to launch them on their way. In fact, let's just launch them all simultaneously. It's always more fun that way. And there we go. What, middle one? You're not gonna... Oh, damn it. I know what's going on here. Arctic Fox is not allowed to do rocketry, are they? I went through all of our dupes to find any of the ones that had any chance of any skills in rocketry, and honestly, not many of them did. So, Arctic Fox, off you go. There. Oh, that reminds me, I also got to change one more thing. They're consumables, that would help. Come on. There we go. Much better. It's got that lovely 11,000 rads. Dear Lord. Okay, well, that's fine. Now all we gotta do is save up enough rad bolts to run these three machines. What are you at? We'll do a little bit here. I want to see what these look like when they start running, though I haven't hooked up the auto sweeper just yet to put in the refined carbon. How these work, or the life cycle of these things, is you basically get coal, which you can probably ranch through hatches. We've had a lot of hatches over the time. I think we're up 400 tons of coal at least. 455 tons of coal, actually, never mind. So with 455 tons of coal, you take that and you stick it into a kiln. Where did we have our kilns? Over here somewhere. And you make that into refined carbon. So 125 kilos of coal turns into 100 kilos of refined carbon. Then you get that refined carbon and you turn it into diamond by compressing, or was it 100 kilos of refined carbon, 1,000 rad bolts, and you get 100 kilos of diamond. So we've managed to get the necessary 1,000 rad bolts. Let's just crank one of these out. All it takes is the 100 kilos of carbon and 1,000 rad bolts. Oh god, this is going to be so expensive. We need to produce 30 tons of diamond, which means we need to do this operation 300 times. And we're going to need, 30 tons of refined carbon? Oh yeah, this could take a little time. So that means we don't even have enough refined carbon. We're going to need to make another 9 tons of refined carbon to get this done. And that's assuming we don't use any of that refined carbon to make steel, which, yeah, we're going to use a bunch of that to make steel. Is there any other way we can get even more radiation? I mean, I feel kind of guilty saying that, considering we're getting 12,000 there, 12,000 there. Ew, we're close enough to a lot of rads. Anyway, let's see how this animation works nowadays. Okay, that's the way they do it now. Perfect. That will give us 100 kilos of refined diamond. Done. Okay, stuff comes out at 64C. Okay, then, in that case, we'll just put you to forever. I think building 3 of these might have been a little bit ambitious. You know what, we'll just leave it at 2. And then we'll have to remember to put in an automation switch here, so when rockets come back, we can turn this off so the rad bolts can continue on. Really should have put this on the other side. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to rip out this whole section from about down here to up there and put ourselves in a nice little self-contained base with atmosuit dock exits, well, lead suit dock exits. And that will keep us, well, perfectly safe for all of the renovations we want to do. I mean, we got to rip out so much stuff. Like, that glass forge has got to be moved. This entire place has to be turned into industrial sauna. And I don't want to have to, like, micromanage and make little atmosuit docks for different areas. We'll take that. We can rip out the bathrooms, the bedrooms. This whole area can go. We'll probably move the farms as well. Just a mass renovation to make this place, well, not so horribly messy. This place is just an absolute nightmare right now. And just we've been rushing. Right now we have 3 rockets on their way to start harvesting resources, which is a pretty good start. There's 73 tons, 46 tons, 50 tons. Though, yeah, I don't know how much of that is actually left. Does it actually tell us how much is left after what we've harvested? This stuff regenerates at about 1 to 2% per cycle, according to the wiki, though I haven't actually tested that. There's no point harvesting this radioactive gas cloud. It's like 6.2 tons, meaning 1 drill can completely strip out the whole area. We'll probably still do it just for the uranium ore, but that's a later project. Ooh, and there's a helium cloud over here. 34 tons, and there's 80% of his water. We need to harvest as much as that stuff as possible so that we can knock out that colony achievement. And I was looking at it there now. Where is it? Mine the Gap. We've already done 40 tons, which is not possible. We didn't actually mine 40 tons in the first time because 20% of it was gases that we couldn't access. So this should really be 36 tons or something like that. But I think it doesn't matter. So long as you actually just sit there for the whole thing and the drill is mined, that's all it counts. So this makes things a little bit simpler. But that is for a later date. For now, I am going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed and good luck.